The road leveled off and Ruby pulled on to Shady Lane, where the plots of land were larger and more wild. Native grasses and cattails waved in the breeze, kicked up by their passage as they pulled onto Trixie's private drive.
I don't understand why Trixie needs our help. She has her own magic, like when she stuffed my toy with cucumber slices.
You need to let go of that grudge, Rumpus, and you know that pixie magic is limited. She can only play pranks and can't harm anyone, not the best magic for self-defense. They rumbled around a bend and Trixie's 2-story colonial came into view. Her husband's car is missing. Looks like the lights are all off.
Not all of them.
Rumpus put his paws on the dashboard and peered out the windshield.
Look at the 2nd story.
Ruby grimaced as she beheld a wavering, almost erratic light. A flashlight moving about in the dark, perhaps? I'm shutting off the engine. Ruby turned the key and stared intently up at the 2nd-story window. Let's go in quiet. Ruby muttered the harsh, arcane syllables of her spell under her breath, weaving her hands about as she expended some of her eldritch energy. The night took on a monochrome sheen as she vanished into invisibility. The problem with bending light rays around yourself was that meant no light entered your eyes. A simple invisibility spell rendered the caster blind. However, Ruby wove a 2nd spell into the enchantment, which allowed her to see with her mind rather than her eyes. Rumpus, as her familiar, turned invisible as well. Ruby moved across the driveway and onto the porch carefully. The invisibility spell did not render her inaudible. She winced when one of the timbers on the porch creaked under her weight, but no reaction seemed forthcoming. Ruby continued on, finding the screen door closed, but the heavy inner door wide open. Her blood ran cold when she saw Trixie laying in a pool of dark liquid. Ruby flung the screen door open, no longer mindful of making a noise. She knelt beside Trixie, fearing the worst. The woman's eyes were closed, her body splayed on the floor. She had a knot on the side of her head and lay in a pool of her own wine? Ruby dipped her finger in the puddle and sniffed it. Red wine. Ruby saw the broken bottle beside Trixie on the floor. She rested her hand on her friend's neck and nearly fainted with relief when she felt a strong pulse. The creak of a foot on the staircase alerted her to the approach of the flashlight-wielding entity from the 2nd floor. Ruby turned, several spells coming to the tip of her tongue as she awaited whatever threat may come. A heavy-set man with a ski mask and a bulging backpack shone his flashlight around the kitchen. Ruby watched as the beam went right through her invisible form. He shone the light on Trixie. Finding that she was still unconscious, returned to the stairs. Unfortunately for the burglar, he ran afoul of the invisible orange tabby cat on the steps. The man stumbled and became overbalanced by his backpack filled with stolen goods. He screamed as he tumbled down, bereft of all grace, and came to a rest in an ungainly heap. The aggressive act canceled the invisibility spell. The burglar struggled to his hands and knees, groaning all the time.
What the heck was that?
He muttered.
That was comeuppance, Rumpus said, and here's a fresh cup brimming with it.
Rumpus leaped off the stairs and enacted his familiar talent. His size remained unchanged, but his density increased by a factor of 100. The 15-pound cat weighed 150 pounds when he landed in the middle of the burglar's back. The burglar's arms and legs shot out as he flattened to the floor. Rumpus walked over him, shoving his face to the floor along the way to a graceless dismount.
Knave, you deserve no less for striking a poor woman. I can't feel my legs,
the man groaned.
I never hit her. She fainted. I was just gonna tie her up or something until I made out of here with my loot.
Your loot? Ruby rummaged through the backpack, finding Trixie's laptop and tablets that probably belonged to her children. You're an idiot. You realize they can track these things now, right? The burglar struggled to his feet, groaning and holding his back.
I think I slipped a disc. Screw it. Keep the loot. I'm out of here.